Would you like to know what it's like to work as a GP? Hi, my name is Dr. Erwin Kwun. I'm on a mission to help doctors lead a happier and more fulfilling life. In this video, I'm going to share with you what I get up to during a working day. My day starts at 9 o'clock. I usually go a little bit early because it takes time to set up the computer and log in on the system. So I usually get there 5 or 10 minutes early. When I come in the morning, I set up my computer and have a look at the list of patients that have been allocated. The list is on Ask My GP, and then I go through the list in order of priority. Ask My GP is an effective way for patients to access their own GP, so they can send a message to their GP and the GP can read the message and get back to them. So there are different ways of consulting on Ask My GP. Some clinicians consult by messaging the patients, other clinicians would like to telephone the patient, or sometimes you might want to do a video consultation. You can do that on Ask My GP. Or if you think that the patient might need to come to surgery, then you can arrange for a face-to-face appointment. If a patient is presenting with a severe problem or something that needs urgent attention, then I'll give that patient a call first. There are other things that's less urgent that can wait later. Once I give a call to the patient, then I take a history and assess them over the phone. If phone consultation is insufficient to adequately assess a patient, then we may arrange for a face-to-face consultation. Since the lockdown from the pandemic, general practice has become more busy and more hectic. Having spoken with some of my colleagues, I've also noticed that they're also finding that there are more complex cases that's coming in general practice. There have been a lot of changes in services, so we're seeing more anxious patients, more sick patients. And many of these patients require specialist input. The beauty of general practice is that you see a variety of cases. As some people would put it, variety is a spice of life. You see different types of cases from pediatric, dermatology, chest problem, cardiovascular problem, respiratory problem, gynae problem. So it's a variety of cases that keeps things interesting. Recently, after the lockdown, we have noticed that there is more demand on general practice. There's been an increase in complex cases that we're seeing. Patients presenting with multiple problems, patients presenting with different types of problems that they have stored during the pandemic and now they're presenting. Because of the heat wave recently, a lot of people have been out and about and exposing themselves to sunlight. And unfortunately, many people forget to put on the sun protection and they get sunburned. And today I had a patient who presented with bad sunburn. His skin was very red and sore, and he was quite worried about the damage on the skin. I've also encountered patients presenting with long COVID symptoms. This is something that we're dealing more and more with the pandemic. Patients presenting with symptoms that's lingering after they have been diagnosed of COVID-19. Psychiatric problem is also a big chunk of the workload in general practice. Today I dealt with 2 patients presenting with psychiatric problem. So a lot of patients presenting with different symptoms such as anxiety, panic attacks, depression. Some of them are really sick where they're having suicidal ideas or thoughts of self-harm. A lot of patients are finding it difficult during this time of crisis, and it's one of the things that we notice when there is a crisis or when patients are stressed, then the mental health gets worse. Patients presenting with suspected COVID-19 symptoms such as fever and continuous cough are assessed in an isolation room, and they are asked to actually go through a different route rather than going through the reception and the waiting area. So today I've seen a couple of patients who presented with fever and cough, so I saw them in the isolation room. The day in general practice can be very hectic, especially if you're dealing with complex cases and you have a long list of patients who you need to call, or if you're having to actually call someone afterwards because you need to refer a patient, and sometimes you might have to wait on the line for 10-15 minutes. This can have a knock-on effect on your clinic because then you end up waiting for somebody to call you, or you're waiting on the line until you get hold of that person to be able to refer a patient, and the other patients waiting while you're actually dealing with one patient. Sometimes we may encounter patients presenting with shortness of breath and chest pain. These symptoms may be caused by potentially life-threatening conditions. So in some cases, if a patient is consulted over the phone, then they may be recommended by a clinician to attend A&E was the safest way for them to be assessed rather than coming down to the surgery. It can be difficult in some circumstances when patients don't want to go to A&E and they need to be explained about the risk and what can be done in general practice and when A&E is required. After going through the morning list, I usually call 3 or 5 patients to come into the surgery to assess them physically, and then I have my break around 1 o'clock, and then in the afternoon I have another list of patients who I need to call, and then I prioritize the call and then arrange for review for patients who might need to come down to the surgery.
Hello, this is Dr. Kwun, urgent referral to cardiology for Mr. Date of birth. Problem, shortness of breath. Dear colleague, I would be most grateful for your opinion out there.
One of the last things I do before leaving is to make sure that I've got a list of referral and I've dictated the referral so that I can hand it to the secretary so that she can double check that the referral have been dictated for patients I've decided to refer. If you have any question about working in general practice, let me know down in the comment section. I look forward to hearing from your comments. I read all of them. If you have any suggestion about future videos, let me know down in the comment section. If you've not already subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. Take care everybody. Bye bye.